There, welcome everybody to our weekly MLM mastermind training. I'm Craig Peloquin,
and I'm Dennis Wilson.
And today we've got a pretty fun topic today. We worked pretty hard on this.
Well, I mean, everybody always wants to know, how do I add to my list? How do I get to know more people? How can I do this? How do I use social media? Well, today we're going to not just teach you how to do that. We're going to show you a system that can help you control it and do it really efficiently on top of it.
Well, let's talk about that, because for the past couple of years, I've been doing a lot of recruiting, prospecting on LinkedIn.
Yes.
And you've really helped me develop that system with the hour a day to make it even more functional and follow up even better, faster. I mean, I'm just learning a bunch of the new features literally today.
Yes.
And it's amazing what you've done over the past, even just 6 weeks, never mind last 6 months, an hour a day.
Yeah, but all I've done is really copied you. So I heard what you were doing with LinkedIn, and I tried doing it on Small Business Dream in the regular business world and found there was limitations to the system to make it easy. So I was really just fixing my own problems, which happened to benefit you as well. So I'm copying you, you're copying me, goes for a circle, and here we have an amazing system, an amazing way to have any person in MLM increase their circle of influence and eventually increase their recruitment and their product selling and of course their commissions.
So what I did is it's basically, I've heard from enough members in MLM that I don't know anybody. I don't have any friends. I haven't got any family. Well, no, you just tired them out because you showed them something new every 4 weeks. You've killed your Facebook, because every post that you have on Facebook, and if you watch any of our MLM trainings, we talk about that. You can't post about lose weight and drink my stuff or try my products.
You got to be human too, not just a selling machine.
You wonder why your friend list is going down instead of going up. Don't be that MLM'er that nobody wants to talk to.
That's right.
So in doing that, I'd never been on LinkedIn before 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, I started for the very first time, opened up my LinkedIn account. And I remember getting these requests by email, come and join me on LinkedIn. And I didn't even think anything about it.
What's a LinkedIn?
But then once I finally got involved and I realized how powerful it is as a recruiting tool.
Yes.
But it's really hard to keep track of everything. It's so difficult to know who I talked to yesterday. And yes, LinkedIn has some great functionality, but it's so time consuming.
Well, I think your bigger problem is my biggest problem with social media, whether I'm communicating with someone with WeChat or Skype or Kik or LinkedIn or Facebook Messenger or any of them, is I get a conversation going and it's going well. And then I get busy, they get busy. And you know how these conversations tend to just sort of peter out? They peter out and then I forget all about them for months. And by the time I remember them, they're probably thinking the same as me. They're feeling nervous to contact me because they let it peter out for months. And I'm feeling nervous to contact them because I let it peter out for months. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way than this. There's got to be something to remind me to go talk to these people. In the old days, my email just kept going out and hopefully hit on them and got them to come to my webinar or whatever. The social media world kind of screws that all up because it's not really automatable.
Right. So let's talk about what we're going to go through today in our first half hours. I'm going to talk about the system that I use on LinkedIn, how to use LinkedIn effectively, and
respectfully.
Well, that's it. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, well, not everyone knows that.
And then we're going to talk about in the second half hour what you've done with the hour a day system to help me make my LinkedIn system kind of work.
We're going to show you how to build in any social media, specifically LinkedIn, with the way Craig's been having success with it. And then, our second half, we're actually going to show you how to put hour a day in place to make all your efforts get multiplied by like 1,000.
You see my shirt I got? I got my Wilson shirt. I got my Wilson shirt.
Yeah,
I got my Wilson. So I sat on your spot today.
I'm Dennis M. Wilson.
Okay, so let's bring up the slides here. And if you've got questions, everybody, you can type them on the side. Although typically when I'm in the presentation mode, I may not get to them right away, but we definitely will look at them as we move forward. So let me just share the presentation slides. There we go. Okay, so social media for MLM done right. And we're going to concentrate today on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So there's many rules. The main rules that are true for any social media platform. These are the rules. Do not sell, sell, sell.
Yes.
80-20 rule applies here. 80% of your posts and everything should be you know,
professional and helpful and and anything but selling what you do.
Correct. Make friends first, become an expert. I do a lot of posts generically, an expert on products, on MLM and things that are that anybody can go and tap into. Yeah. It's not always just about what you're doing.
That's right.
Because I'm telling you, you can only post so many things on your company before people are sick of listening to it. Yeah, they won't read it.
If you love hockey and you were at a game and you saw something that was interesting and you write a little bit about it on your LinkedIn, that kind of stuff actually gets not necessarily instant engagement, but it gets you future engagements because you just became real and you aren't now just using LinkedIn just to push, sell, and convince people to do stuff.
And I post a new quote of the day, usually a business quote. I post it on all my social media platforms, but I make sure it's appropriate to be posted on them all. LinkedIn is not a place you post what you had for breakfast.
No.
Okay. You know what? It's, it's not Facebook.
That's Facebook.
So let's remember what LinkedIn is for. Okay. So this is the ultimate way to sharpshoot your way to an MLM team respectfully in a giving versus getting manner. Now, this is not an overnight success. You're not going to start this and also blow up your team.
Well, neither is MLM an overnight success. So let's just get on with it.
So make friends first. Real connections. They call it LinkedIn and connections. You got to make real connections first. Okay. So what's step one?
Log in.
That's an easy one. Now, when you get into your LinkedIn account and
Greg, why'd you pick that picture? Come on.
That wasn't on purpose. That's a screen capture. I did that about a year ago and I liked it, so I kept it. It's not my fault. I like Candace in her photos. All right. So step two, once you're logged into LinkedIn, I want you to search for MLM and your city. You notice I'm actually specifically searching for people that are already involved in network marketing.
That's a good idea.
It is. I didn't put in relationship marketing. I didn't put in second income specialist or
second income specialist.
I'm not. I didn't put in lifestyle engineer. No, I didn't put any of those. I put in MLM because if you're not proud enough to be an MLM, I don't want you linked into me. I don't want to find you. You got to be in MLM.
And LinkedIn didn't ban you just for typing MLM into the search box?
No. It's and always easier. I say put your city name because it's easier to build local than global. Everybody thinks, Dennis, you get this all the time.
Grass is always greener.
Yeah. If I went and built in Australia, because the Aussies are better, Canadians aren't good networkers. And the Aussies go, nobody in Australia ever builds. I'd rather build in the United States.
Go to the United States. No. It's good right where you are.
If you're in a small town, search the biggest city.
The biggest city close to you. You need a critical mass of folks.
All right. So you just type it in the search engine. You see a little arrow there. And I'm just, in this case, MLM New York. And all of a sudden, anybody in their profile that has the 3 letters MLM and has New York, guess what? They're going to pop up. And you're going to now want to connect with these people. Now, you can see I circled one that says message. Not because I'm already connected with the person. And then you see one that says connect. That means I'm not connected with the person. Right. Now, do not push the connect button when you want to connect with that person. Right. This is a mistake that everybody makes.
Huge mistake.
Huge mistake. Because everybody does that. All right. Don't
do what's easy instead of what's right.
It's wrong. Okay. You need to add a custom message. And you can't do that. It just sends out the message there and you're like everybody else. So what you want to do is click on the person's name. So in this case, I've done a selection for somebody, Samantha. I don't click connect. I click her name. And that brings up her information on LinkedIn. So now, instead of connecting that first button, I'm going to connect here and connect this button. Okay. This is going to do something different. This is now going to ask how I know the person. This is the reason people don't do this.
That's right.
This is a few more clicks. This takes more time.
Right.
Takes about an extra 30 seconds
to do this. The results are like 20.
The results are huge. Now, the easiest way to connect with somebody you don't know is to say that you know them because you've done business together. Okay, it's a little tiny white lie. I'm just telling you it's a way you have to get around it. Okay, you are going to, and then you'll get a drop-down menu. Choose the company you're with. In my case, I chose my company, and then I'm going to add a personal note. This is the most important thing. This is the reason this works. The generic note that says, I'd like to add you to my LinkedIn network and put your name. That's not good enough.
I know I ignore every one of those. Every single one gets the big thank you.
Before you write that personal note, you need to find some common ground.
Yes.
Because it's not just a cut and paste of something generic, because that's just as bad as the LinkedIn one. So find common ground. So find out what their skills are. Find out a little bit about them. Take an extra minute or two and determine, should you be connecting with them?
That's right. Are they a prospect?
Are they an MLM? Because you know what? A lot of times when you search for MLM, and be really careful on this, the actual search for MLM comes up with no MLM inquiries, please, or not interested in MLM. That actually comes up when you search for MLM in New York. People say no MLM. Make sure you read that, because you connect with somebody because you put an MLM and
they only
no
have
MLM. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to say spam. I don't know you. You're going to end up with the black screen of death.
Yes.
Here's a good example of when you're going to connect with somebody. I saw your profile and we seem to have some skills in common, especially skincare and sales, whatever it happens to be in your company. I wanted to connect with you to see how we might be able to help each other, and then my name. So now I customize it towards the skill set that they have.
Yep.
That's common with me. It may be we have common connections. So look to see who they're connected to, and LinkedIn will show you common hobbies. You know, a lot of things that can happen, but you got to personalize it here.
Take a few seconds to look at their profile, so you're treating them like a human.
Right.
Imagine that.
Now you send your invitation. You do not send your invitations out, though, unless you've got time to instantly respond to anybody that connects with you.
Yeah.
Because the key to this process is responding to anybody that accepts your connection in a real time. It's close to real time. The faster you send them a message, you're still top of mind.
Yep.
So let's get into that. So you got to do immediate. Now, when somebody responds to you, you're going to get an email. So, and if your emails go right to your phone, it's going to go to your phone. I get two notifications. I get an email notification on my phone, and then because I've downloaded the LinkedIn app, I get a push notification because I accept push notifications. Some people don't because you get too much stuff on yours.
That's right.
So you may or may not, but I want you to get both. My suggestion is, if you're doing this as a business,
you get it for both.
You want to know I have it happening, so there's no way you can miss.
If you're using it to prospect, you better be on the ball.
Now, that's what you don't want to see. I call this a screen of death. If you get this note when you're connecting, please note this message is a notice that you are nearing the threshold of I don't know responses that you can receive before you be required to enter an email address when sending invitations. Please remember, only invite people you know. Now, notice I just said, if you're going to invite somebody you don't know, make sure that you have a lot of things in common.
That's right.
Make sure that you have a lot of connections in common.
Yep.
The more connections you have in common, the more likely you will get a positive response.
Yep.
But if too many people click, I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't know you quickly, LinkedIn doesn't like that. And then you get this little notice, and then eventually they won't let you do the connect with somebody, and because of your business,
then you just need to be premium and pay $1 a message at that point.
so you got to understand you can get banned. So don't connect with too many people too fast.
Yeah, like don't go do 3 days straight of it. You know, decide that you're going to do. Oh, how about an hour a day, Craig? That just kind of fits with our theme. Do an hour a day.
And maybe on LinkedIn, it's not all going to be connections. Maybe you make a commitment that you're going to reach out to 15 or 20
new
people every day.
Yep.
Okay. Start off small. Maybe you start off with five people. You're going to go out there and search for 5 people, and you're going to add them, because if you can't follow up with their responses,
well, that's just it.
It's a waste.
Today it's easy to find 5. Tomorrow it's easy to find 5. The day after, I've got 2 or 3 talking to me from the initial 10. Plus, I got to try to find 5. Pretty soon, I don't have time to find my 5.
Right.
So starting with 20 a day is just going to get you absolutely behind schedule on day 4 or 5.
All right. So you're going to send your invitation. Sorry, I went backwards for some reason. Now, once somebody accepts your invitation, okay, and you're going to see this, like I said, actually 3 different places. If you're logged in online on your LinkedIn account, you're going to see it in your drop-down menu where the little flag is. So you're seeing your notifications when somebody's a connection, and how long ago they connected with you. What you want is like that one at the top, 24 minutes ago, they became a connection. Or not 5 hours ago is a new connection.
Right.
That's a long time.
That's a very long time.
Now, at least make the commitment that within 24 hours, you're going to follow up. I find after a day or two,
it's forgotten.
They don't even remember who you are. If it could be within minutes, even better.
Faster the better. Pure and simple.
That's why don't rely on email. Download the app. Always know what's going on if you're using this to build your business. Okay? You are going to get an email. It'll tell you they connected. From your email, you'll be able to click on the email to go directly into LinkedIn. So it's all connected here.
And again, in reality, if you're doing this, what we're teaching you right now, you need the app because you need the instant push notification, and you need to be prepared whenever possible to drop what you're doing and get on top of these people. It makes the difference between needing to do hundreds of connections and needing to do tens of connections.
That's right.
Speed is everything.
Yeah, you're still top of mind if you respond within minutes. They could still be on your profile, something about your profile, and they go to connect with you, and all of a sudden they know, bang, you're on it.
You're paying attention, and you were interested in connecting.
You're going to get a more genuine connection. All right. Then you're going to view their profile, because now you got to get some information about the person that you've connected with. So you want to get to know them. You want to look at their links. You want to look at their skills. You want to arm yourself with good information that's going to give you the connection that you want. All right. So now you're good.
And let's clarify this, though. We're not saying go spend an hour on each person's page and learn all about them.
Nope.
You want to come and spend 30 seconds to a minute scanning through their stuff so you have a pretty good idea of who they are and what they do.
Right. Look at the number of connections that they have. If they got a 500 plus, that's what you're looking for. You're wanting to connect with people who have connections. If they've got 4, 5, 10, less than 100, okay, understand they're not using LinkedIn to its fullest capability. They're definitely not using LinkedIn for recruiting. They're probably barely even use it. They may never be on it.
They were told to get a LinkedIn profile.
So they were, and they did. So I try to only connect with people at 500 plus.
Yep.
That's just me.
Well, because it's about tapping into someone else's circle of influence, right?
Right.
So if you're going to spend the time to find someone, you might as well find someone good.
Yeah, well, you might as well. And then we call it KYC, know your customer. You know, and this is all part of your study phase. And it is not, you're right, it's not an hour, it's not memorizing it. I mean, it's just an idea that if you're going to have a conversation, you want to find common ground. Okay, look at their experience. You can literally scroll down, scan through it, typically within a couple of minutes. 5 minutes maximum. I mean, I'm talking maximum here, everybody, to spend looking through the information about that person. And then you're going to send them a custom message. Notice I said custom message. This is very important. If you do not include common ground, you will get 0 results. That's right. Or worst case, you're going to be deemed to be a spammer and you're going to lose your account. Make friends first. Okay, this is not going to sell. So you're going to click the send a message button. So they've accepted your invitation, and then you're going to be able to send them a message. So when you do that, write a good message. Okay, this is all about use their name in the message.
Yes.
Okay, use some of the stuff about them in your common ground.
Mention a picture.
Okay, do not do what I see so many times. Have this cut and paste long. You know, you got to scroll through it. It's like it's a book that you get from somebody that's got all these links and it's sell. I get one of those. If it's more than about a paragraph, I delete it. I disconnect from them.
It's not a real
I'm not interested. You can't go. You got to hold my hand first.
That's right.
Take me for dinner. Tell me a little bit about you. Let's get to know each other. You can't go straight for the home run. You got to start working your way around the bases. All right. Now, short and sweet, just connecting, not selling, make friends. So here's one simple. Great to connect with another professional like you. I asked to connect to see if our connection might be mutually beneficial. Notice it's open. What can I do for you? What can you do for me? I find it best to connect over the phone instead of messaging back and forth. I did say pick up the phone here. I know it's kind of scary. All right. When can I set up the time to call you? Notice I'm going directly to be able to reach out to somebody and make a genuine connection. Texting back and forth doesn't. And it
depends on the age. Depends on the age.
You know, but you know, I want to literally, if I'm going to be prospecting, I want to meet somebody. I want to talk to them. And the more I have in common with somebody, the more likely they are wanting to make that genuine connection. And then send the message. It'll tell you your message was successful. And now you're going to try to get them on a call. You do want to make that real connection as soon as possible. Okay, that is your goal. That's not going to happen all the time. Maybe 1 or 2 times out of 10 to 20% of the time, you're going to be able to do that. The rest of the time, you're going to end up in some sort of follow-up and having to connect through the messaging system.
This was one of the keys to your success, was that you actually picked up the phone and tried to call them, because I remember you telling me how surprised they were. Like, oh my God, you're phoning me? Right? So this is actually one of the keys. It's going to get you out of your comfort zone. But remember, you're not calling to recruit them. No. You're calling to have a hi, how are you? If I was you, I'd put 5 minutes timer on your phone. And I would tell them straight up, I just wanted to have a quick conversation. You sounded kind of cool from your profile. See what we might have in common. I've set a timer for 5 minutes so that we don't waste each other's time. Let's do a quick speed session of learning about each other.
Right. So once you sent them that message, now you're waiting for them to connect back with you. Mm-hmm. So you're waiting for a response. How long do you wait? Well, you wait as long as it takes. Typically, if I haven't heard back from them within a week, guess what? I'm going to send them another message.
Yep.
If, of course, you remember to do that and you set up the proper systems to teach you to do that. So this is all in your LinkedIn messaging section. And you're also getting an email every time somebody emails you back through the in-app. So that push notification, once again, having the LinkedIn app, so important. And now you got to follow up. This is the key. You need to follow up. You need to put them in a system. So you may want to consider a system like Hour a Day that was built, by MLM'rs
for MLM'rs.
For MLM'rs. But what we're talking about here, you don't need Hour a Day to do the system.
No, you need something that'll remind you that you need to reach out to someone in 7 days. You need to be on top of all of these people that you've spent your time to get to know. If you're going to spend 5 minutes to generate a lead, you bloody well better put them somewhere where you remember to follow them up until they're either dead or join you in the business or something wonderful comes from the relationship.
Yeah, you can get all the information you need to put into any follow-up CRM, prospecting system right from LinkedIn. When you go to the contact, you see the little bottom in the corner I'm pointing to, it says contact info. You click on that, and that'll give you everything you need to know about the person. So you've got their name. You got typically the company they're with. You got where they live and usually what state, even sometimes what city they happen to be in, depending on how much information they want to give. You get their email address is always there. Sometimes their phone number. I find half the time a phone number is up there, which is why you can call. In this case, there isn't one. What their Twitter account is, some of their websites. Now you can really dig into who that contact is and put as much information as you can about your customer in your follow-up system.
Because then you don't have to go look for it again. It's right there when it's time to follow up with them.
Now that you got your contact information, you can put them into any contact manager. And the key is just follow up, automation, semi-automation.
And the reason why, again, is with any instant messaging type of connections, it is so easy for them to peter out, and then you forget about them until the chance of doing business is lost because you're both embarrassed about how long you didn't talk to each other.
Exactly. So remember, email autoresponder, that is with most systems they're just an email autoresponder. It's not going to help you with LinkedIn.
No.
Not at all.
You need specially designed social media semi-automated type follow-up. And that's where, you have a message that's pre-canned that you want to say, but it gives you the opportunity to append that super specific stuff you learned from a profile. And you need to be able to sort of do that and connect with that and know how many days you're going to try to contact them again. And the next sort of talking point that you want to create a conversation around it needs to be tracked, or you won't be able to handle more than 50 people.
Right. So let's talk about what is semi-automated.
Well, semi-automated is, again, you've got your canned message, which is maybe even as much as 80% of what you're planning to say in the communication, with the ability that as it comes up and before you send it or copy it to send it, you have the ability to modify it and put that sentence that says, hey, we have the skills of, skincare and MLM in common, right? You got to be able to add that all important sentence that says, I care about you and this isn't automated.
Right.
It's semi-automated.
And the key to social media follow-up on sites like LinkedIn, it's designed to engage your prospect into an initial conversation. Yeah. But then you also need a system that reminds you to re-engage in a stalled conversation.
It's just so easy to have life get in the way in instant messaging and just forget about them because there's 27 other people in the next hour and you fall down one rabbit hole after the other.
Yeah.
you need something to keep you in control of your data.
So some suggested follow-ups to use on LinkedIn, whatever software you happen to, whatever program you're using, or if you're just manually doing it and trying to use what LinkedIn has.
Yeah, so you need to always be thinking about what are the key metrics to my business. Now, in this case, you need to be able to pre-connect with people. So this is the thing that says, hey, do you want to connect with me on LinkedIn? Maybe it then says again in 6 months, hey, I tried to connect with you, didn't connect. Do you want to connect again? So pre-connection is about continuing to try to engage them to connect with you. And then, of course, once they've connected with you, then we move into the post-connect. And I think for most MLM prospecting approaches, there's going to be 3 things that happen. Well, 4. Post-connect product interest, meaning you've connected, they're not really interested in the MLM, but they kind of think your products are cool, or they want to know more about them only. Or post-connect MLM interest. You know what? They are open and ready to look at an MLM. Number 3, they're focused and not interested in connecting on an MLM, but they're interested in becoming mentors with you, where you don't pitch each other, you just become good friends. And then, of course, 4 is, you know what? Just leave me alone. I'm not interested. Go away.
Right. There you go. So that's the first half of our program and how it really works. And every week we're here, and the first half hour of our program is all about
teaching you a skill.
Yeah.
Regardless of what tools or systems you're using, we're just trying to teach you the skill in a non-MLM specific company way, in just the hour a day way.
Exactly. And that's what we really hope you got out of this today, is how it works. And there you go. Somebody is saying, Tom, here, screen is not clear. That would probably be from your end if the screen isn't clear. But we can certainly check on our technical ends of it. And thanks for everybody for making their comments. So now that you've got an idea how the LinkedIn system works, if that's what you came here for, how to get out there, open up your LinkedIn account, get in there, start connecting the way that we're talking about.
Well, and similar approaches can be used to work with Facebook connections. I mean, this approach, the concept, the respectful method, the making friends first, this works with any sort of social media platform. But we focused on LinkedIn for this. So now we want to actually show you how we take this concept that we just explained, that seems like a lot of work, and it is, and semi-automate and automate it within an hour a day to really, really kick it up to where you can handle it when you have 1,000 people on your list.
Well, and I can tell you from experience, having, I've connected to about 4,500 connections on LinkedIn over 3 years. All that done organically. None of that was done with any automated somebody that came in and automatically found me connection. That was all done without really a system in place. I used hour a day, but not as effectively as I'm able to use it now with some of the things involved. So semi-automation is the key. Where I was missing, this is where you've really helped out, Dennis, is I was missing in the stalled conversations.
Yes. That's where the gold is.
And you like you said, you get started in a conversation. Same thing would happen in Facebook. You start in a conversation on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and all of a sudden somebody else comes in. A few days go by, you forget to do it. Then you're scrolling through your conversations, and you realize it's been 2 weeks since I talked to that person. They were really interested in trying the product, and I forgot to follow up.
I think it's worse than that. I mean, it's like it's been 3 months. It's usually when I figure it out, and I go, "Oh man, I've totally let this person down. I'm not a good human. I took all of this time and energy to get to a connection. I might have 7 or 8 or even 10 minutes invested in getting to this point, and then I dropped the ball because I forgot."
There you go.
That's expensive.